King Fight News back with another video. You know what it is? Guillermo Rigondeaux, after his stunning defeat to Lomachenko in a fight where, as we all know what happened. A lot of things were stacked against Guillermo Rigondeaux, moving up 2 divisions, and you know what? He let the fight slip away. He injured his hand. Obviously, he injured his hand. That was not just an excuse. It seemed to be legitimately injured, and he couldn't fight through it. You know, the trainer pretty much agreed with the decision and didn't talk Rigondeaux out of his decision to step away from the fight. They both accepted the defeat, and Pedro Diaz is being very open about Guillermo Rigondeaux not being a quitter. He said, "My fighter ain't no quitter." And that's the headline at Boxing Scene. Pedro Diaz says, "My fighter's not a quitter." And basically, as we know, Rigondeaux retired in his corner after the 6th round. And he's taken a lot of heat for the outcome of the fight, even from his own fans, who really believe, in my opinion, a lot of his fans believe Rigondeaux took a dive, or that he got paid off somehow. Somehow, I don't get it. I don't get that logic at all. But a lot of people believe this was some type of a fixed fight. But this is Pedro Diaz's quote. "Rigo felt a discomfort in the hand in round 2, and we let him continue the fight." So remember that. He felt injured in round 2. He fought 4 more rounds, and things only went downhill. So, you know, he felt like there was no way to win the fight, pretty much. He mentioned that injury probably didn't help his concentration, and he couldn't develop the tactics that they did in training in order to beat Lomachenko. And he gave Lomachenko credit, who showed great effectiveness, but in the 6th round, Rigo was hit with a punch. And when Pedro Diaz saw that punch, he took a look at everything that was against Rigo from a technical and a competitive standpoint. And Pedro Diaz said he decided to take off the gloves and protect Rigo. So, even if Rigo decided not to fight, Pedro Diaz was already talking about stopping the fight. At some point, it seemed like, also in the 6th round, Diaz had the inclination to stop the fight to protect Guillermo Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux did not give up. There is one thing that coaches have to see, which is the appearance of the fighter, the body language of the fighter. There are fighters based on their body language and the look of their face, and that basically a picture speaks 1,000 words. And Guillermo Rigondeaux, looking at him at that time, spoke more words than could be expressed. You know, he saw that, you know, perhaps Guillermo Rigondeaux shouldn't come out for the 7th round. So both of them sort of had the same inclination. In this case, we recognize that Lomachenko is a great fighter. Rigo is coming 2 divisions. So yeah, Rigondeaux faced a huge challenge. And when I say historic, I meant absolutely historic. Not that this fight wasn't... And when I say historic, I'm not just referring to the fact that This was the first time two double gold medalists were facing each other. But this type of win would be unbelievably historic. It would be such that it would be like Henry. It would be like one of these old. It would be akin to one of these old school fighters moving up two divisions, and when back in the day, two divisions was like 20 pounds. It wasn't fucking 8 pounds, 9 pounds. But this would be akin to that. Because who moves up two weight divisions anymore? Who really does that? I mean, I think, did Adrian Bronner move up two divisions to face Malignaggi? He moved, Adrian Bronner moved up two divisions to face a guy who was never a puncher at all in his whole career, and Paulie Malignaggi. And that's the only guy he moved up two divisions for. It's not like he moved up two divisions right away and fought a dangerous puncher. He did end up fighting Marcos Maidana, but that was after the Malignaggi win. So that's after he got his feet wet in the welterweight division. So, man, Pedro Diaz, really, obviously he's got his fighters back. And obviously Guillermo Rigondeaux doesn't expect to be retiring or anything like that. Guillermo Rigondeaux, I expect him to be back. Yeah, he's good. Pedro Diaz has every intention of coming back with Rigondeaux at 122 pounds, proving he's a great fighter. And that's exactly what he should do. I mean, this was a historic challenge for Rigondeaux, and he came up short. Right? He came up short. Let's move on to the next one. There's a lot of duckers out there. There's a lot of guys who may want to fight Rigondeaux coming off a loss now. And this is Rigondeaux's real chance to bag one of these suckers that thinks they can, really take out a guy like Guillermo Rigondeaux. And if Rigondeaux's not the same after this loss, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out at the end of the day. Not only that, but Rigondeaux's hand was fucked up. I mean, if you haven't seen the picture, I just posted a video about it that I recorded. I recorded that video 2 days ago, like a day or two ago. Just having issues, I couldn't upload it, but there you have it. There was a deep bruise. I don't know, they call it a bruise, but I don't know what kind of bruise swells up like that. They call this a contusion on Rigo's left hand. Those kind of bumps, like, it kind of reminds me of fucking, whenever I see something like that, I immediately think of Hasim Rahman in his fight with, I think it was Evander Holyfield. And Hasim Rahman has this gigantic bulb on his head that it's like this swollen fucking tumor, and it just kept growing like that. So whenever I see shit like that, it reminds me of Hasim Rahman. But it looked like Guillermo Rigondeaux had fucking one of those things on his hand. Like, goddamn, he's got a punch with that. Holy fuck. So he's a little guy too. Rigondeaux's not a big guy, right? It's not like he's this fucking heavyweight fighter that got his hand injured, but still has the, massive power in the other hand. Nah, man. That left hand weapon was like his only shot, and he fucked it, and now his left hand is fucked. Like, a lot of shit went against Rigo that night. A lot of shit. And part of it, some of it was unavoidable, some of it was avoidable. And, if Rigondeaux had a better inside game, maybe we would be talking about a Rigondeaux victory if he had a better inside game and he didn't injure his left hand. But, man, injuring the left hand, that's a big deal. It's like Miguel Cotto busted a bicep against Saddam Ali. Yeah, he ended up losing, but he did fight on. He did fight on, but he ended up losing. I mean, the result is the same. I mean, okay, say if Miguel Cotto quit. Would we give him a pass for quitting because it's his last fight? Just answer that for me. You think Miguel Cotto would have got a pass if he decided to sit on his stool and not come out for a round because he injured his arm? I'm not saying that Miguel Cotto would do that. What I'm saying is, would we think differently of Miguel Cotto? And you guys let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think. You can fight me.